Even while I wasn't aware of it. There was a third time Saban attempted turning something from Japan into something else for an English-speaking audience. Masked Rider seemed to have its own reputation, but it wasn't upheld. The show was adapted from a series of the Kamen Rider franchise, which started before there was Super Sentai. That franchise has its own things going for it, and there must be something about it that made Saban want to use it for some reason. Once it made it to American screens, well, there's something to talk about after that. I have a lot to talk about it here. It started when the Masked Rider character appeared in the third season premiere of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It's like he came out of nowhere. It was stated that he's on his own missions, yet he fought alongside the Power Rangers while they were all in the same place. But after that, he was never seen again on that show. After a while, he's in his own show. But the plot doesn't quite match up with what is said on the three-parter that he appeared in. If Saban wanted people to give appreciation upon what the show's intended to be and do, the studio didn't have to put the character in Power Rangers just to get them started. The character meant for being in his own show should have started being in his own show. Simple and straightforward. Whether it be on the same universe as Power Rangers or not is totally optional. But he shouldn't have been put in another show first. Now on to the show itself. The hero named Dex is under care of a family of humans, which makes sense and works while Dex himself looks like a human on Earth, as the folks on the world that he came from. And there's some charm in him so that he's likable the way he is. The family who adopts him has some positive elements as well. The main enemy of the show is malicious for a reason. Dex talking vehicles shine like they should. And the action and its level are pretty good. So those are some of the stuff to like because they actually work for the show. But what are the things that don't work? The footage and costumes used for the show is from Kamen Rider Black RX. That series is from 1988. My problem with this is like in VR Troopers. Because the adaptation is like more than half a decade after the original show, expect the Japanese footage implemented in the episodes, if any, to differ in quality compared to whatever original American footage there is of Dex in the suit. Not only that, but after the series which was adapted, the whole franchise was on hiatus for some reason until 2000. What is the reason for the franchise taking that long just to make another entry? Whatever the reason, it would be better that the Kamen Rider series of the most recent year be adapted. Another thing I don't take kindly enough is when Dex transforms into his suit. When he calls his phrase, this buckle of his belt, which enables him to transform, zooms towards the camera, Then, with flashing light effects, that buckle transitions into the Masked Rider helmet, which zooms away from the camera so that the entire body with the suit is seen. I'm rather mixed at this. On one hand, it looks more like Dex summons a hero coming out of his belt buckle. Isn't it supposed to be that Dex is being enclosed in the suit? I know it's a kids show being talked about here, but I don't think this idea of a transformation sequence is something that can be appreciated by everyone. Next is the practice of the Masked Rider powers being passed down generations. It tells me that the same powers Dex possesses has been in existence for ages. So what's the reason for the powers being created, and what is the importance of it being passed down generations? And does it have anything to do with why the main enemy wants it? Maybe the show could have taken the time to describe all of that. In the last episode that ever aired, all the Kamen Rider suits from all the past shows at the time made an appearance identified as Masked Riders of different space and time. Personally, I don't find that the best way to introduce them. They could have been known as past Masked Riders in some way, or as other kinds of heroic warriors from other places in the universe. Maybe apply some elements of both options. To top it off, this show does not have a full closure. The last episode felt like a finale, but there was going to be another episode after it. I saw the confirmation in the end credits. Who hasn't gotten the impression the story would continue after that episode? It turns out that after that episode, the studio didn't have any more footage from Kamen Rider Black RX to adapt. So why just leave the show open-ended and not film their own thing? Why not a two-parter or something? This is just like what happened to VR Troopers. Hasn't the studio learned anything? I have no interest in Masked Rider whatsoever, even with his first appearance in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. But that doesn't mean there's no audience for whatever that show had to offer. As with Super Sentai, there are aspects of Kamen Rider that have potential for their elements to be reused for another show. And the entry of Kamen Rider that Saban used is not an exception. I can agree with anyone who sees potential in Kamen Rider for having one of the shows be adapted. And even though I'm best used to Power Rangers, I can be willing enough to give something from the Kamen Rider franchise a chance. But Saban's Masked Rider series, for whatever it is and whatever it brought, especially while during the more popular Power Rangers, it could have been more solid if Saban stuck with it and gave it the ending it deserves. I wish I could tell you to give this show a chance, but at the end of the day, it just wasn't handled enough. Additionally, if Saban ever wanted to adapt a Kamen Rider series, it would work best when the adaptation is exactly a year before the original show, so that there are no notable differences in the picture quality. I mean, when Super Sentai was adapted into Power Rangers, Saban started with the most recent series in the most recent year at the time, especially while Super Sentai had no hiatus. And that worked pretty well, didn't it? And if Kamen Rider Black RX is all that the production company is allowed to work with, they could have started on it sooner. But otherwise, the series of 2000 is a better option. If there's a following that Masked Rider got, you can admire that if you want. But I'd admire it fully if it was handled with care. You know what I mean? Of course, it wouldn't be the only time Kamen Rider would find itself outside its country. There's another adaptation series of Kamen Rider. I'm not going into details about it, especially because I don't watch that show either. But I can tell you this. Considering that it actually has a resolution to its plot, I think that show did at least a little better than Saban's attempt. I do think they could have come up with a better title for it, but hopefully the story was better constructed. And does this mean that other Kamen Rider series can be adapted as well? You can only let the time tell. Now let me ask you, have you seen Masked Rider? Did you enjoy anything of that show? Do you think it deserves to exist? And do you think it deserves a bookend? Also, are you a fan of Kamen Rider? And do you think it should have its own franchise of adaptations? Type down your answers. I'd like to see them. And thanks for watching.